Hey everyone, it's Alexis here, and today I'm going to be sharing my experience on how I'm developing what I believe is one of the most important pieces of emotional intelligence. It's uncomfortable, it's weird, and sometimes it's scary. As a woman in sports, emotions are typically a sign of weakness. We have to push our emotions aside to stay focused, and if your opponent notices that you're becoming emotional, they'll use it to their advantage to try to take you out of your zone. As a basketball captain and team leader, I've had to learn to deny my impulses and stay locked in mentally during an entire game to ensure my team's success. A captain can't afford to cost their team a loss because of technical fouls for bad behavior or fouling out of an entire game entirely because they want to retaliate against the opposing team. So, I've been conditioned to let a lot of frustrations go and to try to shrug things off in the moment. However, in my personal life, the same method did not help me build strong relationships, but instead added a barrier in the way I would communicate how I was feeling. This often involved completely avoiding strong emotions, mainly anger, and trying to push them aside. Through our emotional intelligence class, not only did I learn that vulnerability is vital in creating relationships, but that it can also be used as a strength in business and in life. My first step in growing in vulnerability was to create a feelings journal. This required me to pay attention to how I was feeling and try my best to identify that emotion. I started by paying attention to the way my body felt and writing that down, and soon I was able to attach emotions to those feelings. Next, I tried to dive into the root of my emotions. Asking questions like, "Why do you feel this way?" helped me work up to addressing the issue or the person. This was also a time when I started to actively do some positive reframing. I also had to remember to take accountability for how I react in situations where I felt strong emotion and couldn't identify the root in the moment. This involved removing myself from the situation and taking some time to cool off. Lastly, once I felt comfortable getting to the core of why I felt a certain emotion, I was able to approach the individual who I was involved in conflict with. I started using I feel statements to tell the person how I was feeling and what caused that feeling. The hardest part of this step is trying not to blame the other person, and it's something I'm still working on. My journey through vulnerability has taught me to be more gentle with myself, to celebrate the small victories, and to give others the privilege of knowing the real me. Through being more vulnerable, I feel closer in all of my relationships, and I'm significantly less stressed. I don't dwell on problems nearly as much as I used to, and I have a much more positive outlook on life as a whole. Thanks for watching.